How you doing? My name's Jesse. Vlog entry number 35, I think. Saturday, July 12th. What am I working on? Well, I've been working on B-Bender stuff and G-Bender stuff. I happened to pick up this acquisition used at a guitar center in Richmond, Virginia. Guys in Richmond, thank you very much. And the price was comparable with the price of other used G&L ASAT special tributes without the bender. So I just kind of said, gotta do it. And so I picked it up. I've been messing around with it a little bit. I actually took it out last night. A buddy of mine, Ted Paw, was playing some solo acoustic stuff, and I was like, hey, do you want a lead guitar player for tonight? You know? And he's a super gracious dude, so he let me sit in. So I had my Vox amp, and I had this, and I had a pedal board with a compressor, EQ, a phaser, a chorus, and a reverb, because this doesn't have reverb on it. And I've been really, trying to figure out how to make this thing work. I had the B-Bender on the Affinity Telly, and I wasn't using the Telly, and I was like, alright, let's get rid of it. So I sold it, and just when you think you got out of the bending, they pull you back in. So I was using a lot of the stuff that I'd learned with the other bender. So I took this bar chord, made it a sus2, sus4. I took, like a major chord form up here. So there are three variations right there, D shape, A shape, E shape, and I used every one of them. A couple things I kind of realized after a while. By the third or fourth song, you hit that, and you're getting a little bored with yourself. So I was trying to figure out other places to put it. So if there were chords that had a minor in it, like B minor or B minor, that's also a B minor. I also tried to do relatives, so. So I'd play the relative major of a chord shape with that bend in it. I think it's sort of like when you got your first guitar with a whammy bar. Everything had that on it, And I'm really getting used to the G-Bender. Because it was set up for a half step. So it takes any E-shaped chord and makes a sus out of it. So I was doing a lot of that kind of stuff, and I've learned that you can go 1, 4, 1, and I was working on the slow release, and I was working on that. That's that classic pedal steel kind of lick. So I'm still working. Clearly I need to work on the vocabulary. Those of you that have the palms, how do you deal with it when this thumb screw keeps going loose? Because I find that a little frustrating. I was thinking about Loctite, but then it's like, is that an overkill? I don't know. So I've been working on that. Now what have I been working on it with? Well, I told you I picked this up used from the Guitar Center in Richmond, Virginia. And I saw the Hipshot bender on it, and it was not factored into the price at all. So I was like, and I know this little piece of equipment is like $230, you know. So I said, let's go with it. Now I have a question. Was this your guitar? Because there's this, okay, Spurzels, all right, and whoever had it did this cool little thing. They put a push knob in for the volume. So let's say I'm at the neck pickup, you know, and I'm whoever had this guitar put a push knob in here and wired it up so that the default when you push it up is both pickups on in series, all right? Which is really handy because even if you've got both pickups on, normally they're in parallel. Put them in series, same sound, only a little louder. Just enough to maybe pop up out of the mix, you know? So whoever had this guitar was thinking about so my rig was kind of noisy last night. When I put it on either the bridge or the side, I couldn't do it. Couldn't do a whole lot of that because I was getting a lot of buzzing. But in the middle position, I'm canceling. It was very handy. One thing I learned with these pickups, volume and tone are your friends. Like, it was just me and an acoustic guitar player, and he had a really nice quasi-Bose rig. But I was punching way out, and I was like, ooh, we gotta dial this back a little bit. Now, the other thing I want to, if this was your guitar, if you were in the Richmond, Virginia area and you traded this guitar in, I got a question. The A string. Why'd you put it on the A string? You know? It's an interesting sound. Is that what you were gunning for? Did you want to drop the A down to a G? Or did you tune this up to a B and then drop it down to an A? I could see if you were playing, say, slide guitar and you wanted like a quasi-open E tuning and then you drop it down to the A so you could get your 4. I could see that. Or were you into really cool, weird tunings? You know? Dying to know. Love to know. Because I'm trying to figure out what to do with it. Because I'm not ready to just like try and move it over to the E string and do a drop D. Because truthfully, I don't know how often I'd use a drop D. And that tuner's right there, you know. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of cool. I mean, it's cool. It's fun. Just trying to figure out where you're headed with that. Anyway, it gets me thinking about trading stuff in at Guitar Center. And it's an important lesson. And I knew it, but it's just kind of, it's a rare occasion that it's worked out in my favor. Too often I've traded stuff in and I've upgraded it. You don't get the value of what you put into it. If you put really nice Sir pickups in your starter Ibanez, you get the price of, you get 60% of what they would sell that starter Ibanez for retail, and they're not going to include the price of those pickups. I understand that, and it makes sense. It's just rare that it's ever worked out in my favor. So, dudette, if you're the one who traded this in, thanks. I appreciate it. I promise I'm going to be putting it to a lot of use. Also, I got a question. So, you know, like the B traditionally goes up to a C sharp, and on a G bender, a lot of times people do a half step, you know. But I was looking, Brad Paisley puts a G bender on his, and he bends his G up to an A. And in a way, that kind of makes sense. Like, what if I flipped it around, made the G a whole step bender and the B a half step bender? Then you automatically get, you know what I mean? That 70s rock chord, so, which either can be seen as like a minor chord or the 4. Oh, you can get I think maybe I found it. Is this to get that Keith Richards thing? I don't know. Tell me what you think. My name's Jesse. I'll talk to you later.